wrong channel, but it's the only fan I have access to currently.
I still can't find my fan.
Period.
I'm just gonna have
Well,
to buy a new one eventually.
yeah, probably. But hello, house guests, and welcome to the Cup TV, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, which we now have a logo up for. Where we the real of the tea in reality, you always come to the first to quit. Intro. I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. I'm drinking water and I am falling apart as a human.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. And welcome to the Cup TV, because why not? I just want to make sure it got out right. I'm your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva, and I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. And I am drinking some water because hydration is important. And I got my cup mug on deck because
Cup mug.
cup mugs are cup mugging. Oop, and we got a panel full of cup mugs. Panel full of cup mugs. Beer from Big Brother edition. Period. And you can get your cup mug or any of our cup merch at lanagcreations.etsy.com. That link will be in the description below. And we do ship domestically here in the United States, Canada, and Mexico. And we do ship internationally. So there are no excuses. I mean, unless your country is under fire, on fire, or underwater. And if that's the case, we send our thoughts and our prayers to all of you. And we hope that everything works out and everybody is safe and home and sound and back to normal very, very soon. And we're here praying for you. But once you're there and once you're back and once you're settled and you're ready to celebrate with a cup merch. Period.
Hi, welcome to the Cup TV, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come here first to quench your thirst. And I'm not going to add anything extra because I'm already extra enough. Moving
Period.
on. Hi, everybody. It's Brooke. Your reigning and defending Queen of the Cup ringside here to make another appearance on the Cup TV. And I am drinking a Mexican Coke because these things are delicious, and I fought a 20-minute war with a bottle with a lid on this thing earlier, so I've earned it.
Period.
Well,
we're rounding up. We rounding out.
Julie.
Well, Julie, this episode could have been an email.
It was basically a glorified postage stamp.
You both are ridiculous. This is a typical Thursday night episode. It's nothing new that we have not seen every Thursday since this season started. Now, all of a sudden, it could have been an email. It's been the same
Jag
email.
was here. That's why it could have been an email.
It's been the same episode for every Thursday that we've talked about it. It's the same thing. They just had to drag it out a little bit more because it's just 4 people. Let's not act like we just started watching Big Brother yesterday. Come on, don't do that to them. This has been a good season. So let's not end it with, it could have been an email.
Okay.
Let's not do that.
I will say this, okay? I will say this. For a season to not get boring until the final 5 is very impressive. But that does not mean that the final 5 and the final 4 of the season have not been boring.
That's so. Every final 5 and final 4 is this way. We have not just started watching Big Brother yesterday.
Big Brother 14.
All of them been boring. All of them. Every time you get to final 4 and final 5, it's like, okay, so boring. We know what's gonna happen, or we think we know what's gonna happen. It's pretty predictable. It's no point of. I don't want to nullify this season by being like, oh, it's so boring. It's so boring. Because it wasn't. It actually was a very enjoyable season. I'm still very excited. I just told Logan, I was like, this is a very good looking final 3, by the way. It was a good looking final 4, by the way. Let's just be honest. This is a good looking final 4.
Period. Yes.
Her. But I think this has been great. And even up until this point, even in this week, we had some back and forth and trying to figure out what was going on. We didn't know who Mackenzie was going to pick after she won the veto. it was going back. She was literally going back and forth this whole entire week, trying to figure out what she was going to do. So I don't think that's boring. I think that's very good because she could have went either way. She could have went either way.
I'm not saying it was like the most boring episode of Big Brother I've ever watched. For that, tune into like week 2 of Big Brother 21. But what I'm getting at is that this episode was just kind of not much. There wasn't a ton in it that was like, yeah, this is like quality content, because it's only an hour, so we don't get to see all that back and forth. We just get to see Rubina convinces Mackenzie to keep her, Chelsea convinces Mackenzie to keep Cam, and then that's what we're left with. And then we get a 10-minute jury segment, which was probably my favorite part of the entire episode, and then a segment with Jag, who was here for reasons.
I mean, he won, so he had to make his appearance. He had to.
Sure.
Yeah.
I can't fault him. He is a winner, but like
he is a winner. We might not like him, but
he is one of the winners of all time.
I don't dislike him as a person. I just didn't care for him as a player or as the winner. Like, entertainment value. Like, I didn't want him to win.
Absolutely.
Who did you all want to win last year by the time we got to Final 3? I forget. Was it Bowie Jane?
Bowie Jane.
Because that's who I wanted to win.
Bowie Jane.
Fucking Bowie Jane.
Unfortunately,
just for
Bowie
giggles.
Jane.
For the giggles of it all, but even
at Final 4, I wanted Felicia to win.
I wanted Felicia to win, absolutely.
And at Final 5, I wanted Three to win.
At 5, I wanted Three, so it was kind of like, yeah. Last season was an interesting season. Nobody wanted Jag or Matt to win at that point, but it got to Final 2, and I was like, okay, well, I guess I would prefer Matt over Jag because I kind of enjoyed Matt a tiny bit better in the house than I did Jag. But then he lost, and I was like, well, who cares?
And I ever so slightly wanted Jag to win out of the final 2 because I didn't want another white man to win Big Brother.
The way I looked at it was,
that's true.
The way I looked at it was, it wasn't Cameron. That's a win. So,
that's a win. And both of them were trash at the end. So I was kind of like, who cares?
Exactly.
It just didn't, it didn't. But this season is not that way. This season is not that way. Though the last 4 people, I'm like, I can see a reason for any of this 4 to win, and I can see a path of victory for any of these 4 to have a chance of winning. And so I wasn't mad at the 4, and I'm not mad at the 3. I'm kind of just like, whatever happens is going to be fine. And I think the jury is going to make a logical decision. I think a lot of these people, I don't think this is going to be a bitter jury. I don't think that's the case. I think maybe one person might be a little bitter. But even then, I think she will listen to the final speeches. Yes, I said she, because
I assume you're referring to Angela.
Yeah, she's gonna be bitter.
Oh yeah,
she's gonna be bitter. She's gonna be bitter. I mean, she was bitter in this jury segment. She was just like, we know, and that's fine. She has every right to be bitter, even and it's her vote. She can do what she want to do with it.
Well,
it's fine.
Not comparing them as players or as people or anything, but it kind of reminds me when Dave Vaughn was in the jury in Big Brother 18, where she like the entire time she was there, I keep waiting for Nicole to walk through those doors, right? Nicole makes it to the end. Who'd she vote for? She voted for Nicole. And I feel like Angela's one of those people that's gonna want Chelsea to get out because like
she got her
out. Who got her out? She wants the vengeance. But if Chelsea makes it to the end, I've always felt like Angela would honor the best player situation. I don't
think
know.
So too.
Yeah. But to be fair, it depends on if she's going to look at it. Like, let's say Chelsea's sitting next to Mackenzie. If she's going to look at the comps as more important than the strategy, I don't know. But I mean, even then, if Chelsea wins this last HOH, she's won more HOHs than anybody in the history of the show. So I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, like Chelsea might be one of the most well-rounded players I've seen on Big Brother in a long time. Like Vanessa Russo levels of well-rounded.
But this episode was really just. Well, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say we've kind of already talked about all the elements of the episode, so
it really was. The episode itself was just a lot of going back and forth. Is what Mackenzie's going to do after she wins the veto, because she wins the veto. Good on her. And Cam was so close, and I really want to give Cam some because he ate this competition up until that end, and he did really well. So people coming for Cam, but it it was good after she got the veto. It was really just, what is she going to do with it? Is she going to keep Rubina? Is she going to keep Cam? Who does she
Mhm.
feel is best for her game moving forward? What's the best way to set up her end game? And I don't know about y'all, and this is the question I'm going to pose to y'all, because what we saw she ended up doing with her vote, of course, she used to veto on herself because, duh, who wouldn't?
Mhm.
She like, I'm not Marcel. I'm not gonna do
Mhm.
that. Marcellus. She's like, I'm not
Marcellus.
Marcellus. I'm not Marcellus. I will use the veto on myself. But after she uses the veto on herself, absolutely, Rubina goes up, and then she makes this her sole decision after getting conversations from Rubina, Cam, and from Chelsea, all three giving their opinions on what they feel like she should do and what would be best or whatever. She makes the decision to save Cam and evict Rubina from the house. Now, I know what I thought and if I how I felt about the decision and if it's going to benefit or not benefit her game. But do y'all think Mackenzie made the best decision for her game by sending out Rubina?
No.
Fuck no. Fuck
Ab-
no.
I
Absolutely
know.
not.
I tried
Okay.
to say it with a straight face, trying to be very
Mhm.
professional.
Yeah.
Fuck
So
But
no.
so
no.
my roommate and I were talking about it, like during the episode, because she had been going back and forth to a degree. I was like, I think she's probably gonna evict Rubina, but there was like a 5% chance in the back of my mind she could evict Cam.
Mhm.
But I told my roommate, Cam, his pitch to her was basically, I might evict Chelsea and take you, right? That wasn't the
Mhm.
pitch he needed to make. The pitch he should have made was, I'm not going to win the final HOH. If I'm not here, you have a better shot of winning that final HOH and being the person to evict Chelsea, right? Because comp wise, that's something he could have said. When it comes to Rubina, though, right? Rubina had that pitch, but she also could have. She played the card of "I will take you to the end," and she
Mhm.
meant it, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Mackenzie literally said, "Okay, I'm going to take my game, and instead of having a guaranteed spot in the final two, because if she wins, she's obviously in the final two. If Rubina wins, she's taking her, and if Chelsea wins, she's taking her." Throws
Yep.
all that out the window, and now
Yep.
she basically has to win the final HOH to
She has
guarantee
to.
it. Because Chelsea,
Yep.
she said she's taken both of them multiple times. I don't know who she's taken at this point, but there
She's
is
taking
not a.
Cam.
Taking Cam.
I
She's
think
taking
she's taking.
Cam.
I think she's taking Cam, but there is not a down in my mind. Cam is taking Chelsea. So when it
Oh
Absolutely.
comes,
yeah,
yeah.
no.
So when it comes to that, Mackenzie has to win the final HOH now to make it to the end. She shot herself in the foot
Mhm.
again, 2
Mhm.
times in a row now. Mackenzie has had power and shot herself in the foot. Bad decision after bad decision, to the point where I can't be mad at Chelsea for pulling this stuff off, because all she's doing is just playing to what works with Mackenzie. It's worked for her this entire back half of the game. And you know what? I'm gonna give Mackenzie some props. Not Mackenzie, Chelsea some props here. She made the right decision for her game, and who she took to the end with her into that little core group of people.
Oh,
Mhm.
Chelsea just won $750,000 tonight. It's 3 days before the finale. Chelsea just won $750,000, and I'm happy about it. I'm thrilled
I,
about it. But it's just like, Mackenzie girl, really?
I've been
If
saying this the whole time. It's just there's something about
I
Chelsea.
I give
Mm-hmm.
her about a 10% chance of losing at this point, and I think that only happens if Mackenzie wins the final HOH. She would have to evict Chelsea
Yeah.
for Chelsea to lose. And like, I don't know if I even see that happening if Mackenzie wins the final HOH. I think she's still going to take Chelsea. Um,
She has that Kyland mentality. She wants
mhm,
to sit next to who she thinks is the best. She is I want to sit next to a girl. The girl power thing. That's great. She wants to sit next to the strongest competitor. That's not Cam. It's been Chelsea. She wants to sit
mhm,
next to the best to prove that she could be the best. That's that athlete in her. But the athlete
mhm,
in her is not playing Big Brother, because
mhm,
the athlete in her is sitting next to somebody who has a resume
mhm,
stronger than hers. Because you got comp wins, yes. she got comp wins too, but she also has strategy. And all she got to do is break down how she used your HOHs to get what she wanted, the outcomes that she wanted. She used you to get out your best friend, your number one ally. She used your HOH to get rid of your number one ally. And then she used your next HOH to get out the person she wanted. You wanted to keep, you didn't want. She used every opportunity that you had power to use it for her advantage. So it's good. If it came down to the two of them, it comes about who explains their game the best. And I think Chelsea will eat her up.
And I mean, on top of that, to add on to that, right? When you look at what Chelsea has been able to do, right? The only person who has ever directly taken a shot that Chelsea was not wanting to take at the time it was happening and pulled it off successfully was T-Core, right? T-Core and Chemo, technically. When like looking at it that way, they got Cedric out, and that's not what Chelsea wanted. Pretty much not even pretty much every other week, the person that Chelsea has wanted to go home out of whoever was left on the block was the person that went home, right? She has continuously positioned herself as the power player, especially in this back half of the season. And honestly, I know Jag said he thinks the best move of the season was Chelsea convincing Mackenzie to vote out Leah. That was incredible to watch. I honestly think the best move for Chelsea's entire game was taking out Quinn. I think that locked up any possible distractions for her in the back half of the game for people that could want to go after her and Quinn and Cam because they still knew about the Pentagon. You weaken your target on yourself. You further establish that the Pentagon is dead. And I think that's why Leah ended up not taking a shot at Chelsea and she took it at the trio, was because she didn't see that Mackenzie was their third number at the time. Right? That was masterful gameplay. Something that not only takes winning a competition and being able to execute on your power to get the person out, but it also takes mind-numbingly amazing awareness of your position in the game and how people are perceiving you and the social perception of the game itself. If Chelsea wins this season, which, again, I think she's going to, if she does, she's a top-tier winner of Big Brother, and you can't take that.
I will put her absolutely. But here's the thing. Chelsea been on the block once.
One time.
Once. And she won her way off the block in the AI arena. And she ain't been back since.
She has never been up for eviction at the eviction vote.
It's wild. She has voted in every single one that she wasn't HOH. Crazy. And then she makes it to this point with 3 HOHs under her belt.
4
HOHs under her belt.
And if she wins the next one 5.
And she wins the next one 5 and an AI win, that matches up to Mackenzie's comp beast records. She beats anybody left. She beats Cam. She beats Mackenzie. I just don't, unless they take her out, that whoever takes out Chelsea wins this game. If one of them decide to take out Chelsea, they will win this game. And they will have the because they took out the biggest dog in the fight. But neither one of them are seeing it. And what we're seeing, or what we saw before the feeds went off or whatever, they both were like, Chelsea is who I'm gonna sit in the end with. And I don't understand why.
This reminds me a lot of the end game of Big Brother 17. And I know I've brought it up a lot throughout the season, but this has really reminded me, like the back half of the season specifically, has reminded me a lot of Big Brother 17, right? When you have these duos and these trios that are all together and kind of commingling into a bunch of different alliances that are like floating back and forth throughout the power structure. This final 3 reminds me a lot of Vanessa, Steve, and Liz, right? Vanessa was the person up front, the person we thought was going to win, had everybody, like she was the betting favorite. She was leading everything. But at the end, Steve was smart enough to make the cut and that won him the game, right? If Mackenzie or Cam is aware enough after they win the final if they win the final HOH and they don't take that shot, they're a fool. And if they're not aware enough, well, they shouldn't have won the game in the first place. I think they have. I agree with you, Lana. I think they have to take that shot.
They have to. And if they're not thinking about it, just don't understand where their head is right now, because as much as you love that person, and Cam, you like, we and Chelsea been day one, and Mackenzie, you like, me and Chelsea, we want to sit in the final 2 seats together, women sitting. As much as I love all of that, I have to think about the game. And the game aspect of it is, this person will mop the floor with me if I sit next to it can be my mama. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm trying to win this $750,000 for me. So I'm gonna have to cut you because you have played a way better game than me. And I just don't get it. I'm like, look, y'all, 90 something days ago, you ain't know each other. You didn't know this person from Adam, the man on the moon. You ain't know them. And I understand getting close to spending that time. Look, I've played games and spent 4 hours, and I felt like it was hard to cut somebody at the end. But you got to play for yourself. And so I don't know. I don't know if Mackenzie or Cam is thinking about that, but they should. If they're not, they really should be thinking about that.
I agree.
And see, I think I love the BB17 comparison. For me, this feels like a different season.
Oh.
And if it ends in a specific way, for me, this season is going to feel like BB Can 2.
Valid.
John, Nana, and Sabrina. Where if Mackenzie can pull off the final HOH win and cut Chelsea, she's going to be the John, and she's going to win.
She definitely will win. If Cam pulls it off and sends Chelsea out the door, he wins. Well, maybe not.
I think if Cam takes out Chelsea, I think it is a much closer vote.
It's a closer vote. Yeah,
if
he would have to explain
takes
himself.
Out Chelsea, if Mackenzie takes out Chelsea, she
wins. Absolutely.
If Cam takes out Mackenzie, or if Cam takes out Chelsea, it's much closer. There is a scenario where I do think Cam could win.
I think the respect of the fact that you did that, and he explains his game in a way and be like, look, I've been doing this whole time.
Can he explain his game is my question.
That's the question.
I don't know.
Well, and then looking at it from like a base perspective, right? There are people in that jury who are just not going to vote for Cam, period. And it had Angela specifically is who I'm thinking of. But I also think there's some other people too. I don't think at least 2/3 of the trio were not going to vote for Cam. I know Chemo and Cam were friends, so there's a possibility that closer friends there.
Definitely.
But
I don't think T-Core would vote for Cam, maybe.
I think T-Core would consider it. But I think at the end of the day, I think T-Core's a gamer, and I think she would value the better game. And if you're going for well-rounded gameplay, Mackenzie's played a better game than Cam has. So, like...
it depends on how you look at it, though.
Because Cam has been on the right side of every single vote that he was a part of.
Except the one.
Except one.
Cedric.
The Cedric vote, yeah.
It's all about how you look at somebody's game as better or better or worse. Because Cam's strategy could have come in this game saying he was going to win all comps, and then realized he ain't winning no comps. So he could have changed his strategy and like, you know what? Maybe my job here is to just stay in the middle, coast along, float along, hitch my wagon to someone who is winning, hitch my wagon to someone who is looking out for me. I'm charming, I'm handsome, people like me, they want me around. I'm gonna play up to this social part of the game. We've seen social games work. Taylor Hale is the queen of social game, and it worked.
You mean your new host to the Big Brother 26 jury roundtable, Taylor Hale?
Period.
I was gonna bring that up with my two most important moments of this episode. One,
absolutely,
being the announcement of Taylor Hale as the Big Brother roundtable host.
Sharon Tharp broke it like 5 minutes before the show went on, but I was like, I don't care. This is brilliant. This is beautiful, gorgeous, beautiful.
Love Sharon.
Lovely, beautiful.
And the
second 14 of them.
And the second moment, my second favorite moment of this episode, Julie saying, What about the shout out to
Yeah,
the dogs at the
dogs.
Oh my
crib?
God, for the crib.
Oh,
No, shout
and then
out to
Ravina
dogs at the
following
crib.
it up by starting her speech by saying, "Well, first off, shout out."
First
to
of all, I
dogs
would
at the
like to
crib.
shout out to my dogs at the crib. Love it.
Period. I
Love
love Engaged Julie. I love Engaged
Yes.
Julie. I think she really looks good, especially even when she was like, "Oh," when Jack said, "You look exquisite." She said, "Oh, but did you have a song for me?" And he's like, "I'm kidding. I'm kidding." I love that. I
Oh,
love that.
And then I need to bring up my third favorite moment of this episode.
Mm-hmm.
When Jag is talking and he's
Mhm.
talking about representing his community and needing to make a decision at the final four that will not it was something to the effect of not exacerbate stereotypes or something, and Julie just goes,
Like,
love Julie.
Oh,
so you take the other
Love
man.
Julie.
Other moment I particularly enjoyed this episode was during the jury segment when Angela went after Cam for the 50th time after she's been on the jury, and then you just have Leah and Quinn kind of look at her like,
Okay, girl, we got it.
we get it.
We get it. He a coaster. He a floater. You don't like it.
Excuse me.
It doesn't matter, Angela. He coasted farther than you, so it doesn't really matter what you think about his game.
I love a good bitter person, though. I'm here for it.
Of course, you're here
Angela
for
has been my
everything,
favorite part of the
Angela.
season.
We got it.
She
got
became
it.
my favorite part of the season, and I'm not gonna lie. But beside the point. So we didn't even get to see the start of the HOH comp tonight. I'm bitter.
No, we'll see it tomorrow.
But I
we'll
like
see
it
the
when they
stuff.
do it when it's like you finish and then it's like
They
you see the three of them
always do
sitting
it
on
with
like.
They always do it at the recap.
Yeah.
True. Oh, true.
They
I forget
always do it on the
To
recap
make
show.
people watch the recap episode. Because
Right.
otherwise, I'm
So-
not watching the recap episode.
nobody
I'm
watching
skipping
the
to the
recap.
HOH.
Absolutely. I'm gonna wait till it come out on Saturday and skip right to the HOH so I can see what it is.
That
I'm not
part.
watching the recap.
So what
part.
what endurance comp are we getting for the first part of the HOH? What do you think?
We'll get
What are we
hang on
doing?
to something and it's gonna be moving and it's gonna fall
Yeah.
off first. And this one I think Cam could actually win.
I'm
Yeah.
feeling the one again. I know I keep on going to BB17, but you know the one that they did in BB17 with like the candy apple with like the cherry, and it would like swing them into the wall that they used to.
Oh,
do.
I
They
like
had
that
down
one.
Oh, I
below.
can see that one too.
That's
I can
they
see that
haven't
one
done
too.
it in a few years, so it would be nice for them to bring it back. I think this is a good time and a good cast to do it with. I think, yeah.
I can see them doing that.
Mhm.
I can see them doing that. Something where they go be either hanging or swinging or holding on to something and something be jerking them around. It's gonna be something like that.
Mhm.
But I don't know. That if that's the case, I can see Cam pulling that out. I can see him holding on and pulling that out. If it's that, but who knows what will happen? I'm excited about this. We got to Sunday. We got an episode on Friday, and then Sunday is the finale. And we gonna be back here on Sunday night.
Late
to
as
talk.
fuck on Sunday.
Late.
We have
but
to deal with Derek on Friday though.
Yeah.
Derek.
yeah.
But who
we got-
cares? Because we get Taylor Hale.
And
Okay.
that is the important part.
I'm just. This is the one yet another great decision by the Big Brother production team this season. Oh, I don't know. Like the whole fan campaign was the second we heard Dr. Will wasn't doing it. We're like Taylor. Please pick Taylor. Oh my God, pick Taylor. Please, Big Brother, pick Taylor.
Oh my God, they picked Taylor.
Well, no, I was totally expecting them to be like, oh, it's gonna be like, I don't know, who's somebody awful that they could do it like Jeff. I was feeling Jeff
Franzel.
was coming.
Franzel.
Yes, Nicole.
Franzel wouldn't have been the worst choice.
It would have been the worst, but it would have been.
No,
not
I would have
who
been
I
fine
wanted.
with Franzel.
Yeah.
I don't
Like
think
Franzel would have been a
Franzel,
fine choice.
but I feel
Rachel
like the
Riley
perfect
would have been a
choice-
nice choice.
Rachel would have been a better choice.
Rachel would have been
Danielle.
Ian Terry would have been a great choice, actually.
Ian, I love it.
Ian would have been a great choice.
Danielle Reyes would have been a great choice as well, I think.
Danielle
Yes, I
Reyes is
agree.
always a great choice.
But I feel like I also said this was my only small argument against like Danielle and Taylor, because I felt like maybe the jury person who does the jury spent time in the jury at some point in their game. And Taylor nor Danielle has ever been in the jury. They didn't go to the
Danielle
jury.
Danielle was on the jury in All Stars.
Yeah, on All Stars.
She did do All Stars jury. So yeah,
Yeah.
okay, well then that
Well,
counts.
Danielle
But-
actually is a surprisingly good choice because she's been in the final two and she's
And the
been on the
jury.
jury.
Absolutely, she's a great choice. But Taylor's never been in jury, so she don't know nothing about what the jury house
I
is
get
like
that.
or whatever. But honestly, who else? She's just primed for this. This is what she's been trying to do her entire life. She wanted to be an entertainment reporter. This is the perfect place for Taylor if she can't be the host of Big Brother. And she's young, she's beautiful, she is a winner, she's gone through the experience. I think this is a great place for her, and I'm very happy that she gets to do this. I'm excited to see
And
what
I
the
think
difference.
And I think
between
today
her
we
and Dr.
officially
Will.
got. Oh yes, sorry.
Go ahead. No, I'm done.
I was gonna say I'm pretty sure we officially found out today why Dr. Will wasn't gonna do it.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure today we got the official announcement that he is on season 2 of Deal or No Deal Island.
Period.
Him
I
and
love that for
Parvati.
him.
With Parvati and
from Australian Survivor.
yeah.
Who?
Which I'm less David.
From
Aussie
Australian
Survivor.
Survivor.
Oh, I don't know him.
You've watched him.
Did I?
Isn't he
Yeah.
gonna be on allegedly gonna be on USA versus Australia as Australia versus the world allegedly as well?
Isn't Parvati allegedly also going to be on Australian Survivor vs. the World? Yes.
Okay. Also, I cannot
Isn't
wait. for
Sari
Australia.
supposed to be on Australian Survivor in the U.S. versus the world?
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Everything is
Allegedly.
alleged information here.
Everything is alleged. It says so down here.
Actually, I don't think it says so on this one.
I think
Everything
it
is
does.
alleged information here at the
No, it doesn't.
Oh, nope, it doesn't.
But
that's
everything
okay.
is alleged information.
Everything is alleged.
Also,
alleged
America's alleged legends and legends that are allegedly on other things.
But I love that for Dr. Will, actually. I love that. I think Deal or No Deal.
I'm excited to see Dr. Will again.
I think he probably got felt a little called out by Janelle saying, "Oh, he's a player who's never been back on anything.
On
Why is he
anything
coming
else?
after everybody else?"
Now, would I rather have him on Traders? Yes. Am I hoping that he will make the transition? Also, yes.
I think he would do much better than Dan on Traders because people are going to always assume he's a trader or he's going to be one of the best faithfuls that they have.
Yep. The other important thing before we leave off is America's Favorite voting is open.
Yes.
So
I have already voted twice.
Well, I haven't voted yet. I was going to say who is the populace voting for this year? Talking about
this populace?
This populace, yes.
Okay. I have already cast 5 votes for T-Core and 5 votes for Rubina.
I'm putting all of my votes on T-Core.
Good.
I will be putting all of my votes on Angela because I feel like she's the only person that stands a chance of beating Tucker, maybe Leah, but like I don't know.
She's
who
gonna
else.
win.
Yeah, she's gonna win.
Angela's gonna win.
I hope I pray.
I mean, it is what it is. She's gonna win because she has the Reddit, she has the Facebook, she has a nice amount. Well, not really much on Twitter, but she has a good amount on Jokers and stuff. So Facebook loves her.
Wants it to be Tucker though. They're like diehard writing for Tucker right now, and I think that the sad part is I can't blame them for what they have watched.
Right.
But like, I don't really care who wins because it's not going to be any of the people I don't like. So there's that.
It's not going to be Joseph.
No.
Do we dislike Joseph now?
I don't care much for. I don't care anything about Joseph.
Care about Joseph.
Joseph is very indifferent for me.
Speaking of, we should also point out that during this episode they did have links to the Red Cross to donate to Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton efforts down there. Only reason I thought was Joseph's from Florida. So there are a few people on this cast that are from Florida.
Yes.
So if they or anyone you know has like touched your life in some way, and you have the means to do so, donation links are easy to find.
Absolutely. And also, if you want things to change, you should go vote. If you are in the United States, you should go vote. And we will put the vote.org so you will know exactly where to vote and how to vote. And if you want things to change in the situations that we have, I won't tell you who to vote for. I know who I'm voting for. But if you
Yep.
are going to and you want something to happen, you got to speak up and say your part. So use your voice, go vote. And that
That
is
part.
that.
Period.
But we are
Well,
going to get out of here, though.
we are indeed. So thank you for joining. We're going to go ahead and get out of here. But first, because y'all didn't even let me get my butt first in earlier,
Ooh.
by the way. But
Okay.
first, make sure to subscribe, like, and share on the way out because we are here covering almost all things competitive reality TV. We will be back on Sunday right after the finale of BB26 to talk about the finale of BB26. Check the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to cup mug. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So cheers. Bye.
Cheers.
Bye, Julie.
From way, 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 way outside the Big Brother house, we've been the Cup.
Love only yourself. No one else, just yourself.
Good night, house guests.
Bye.